why long-term plans fail, and what to do instead. Long-term software plans sound reassuring. Map out a year of work and everything will go perfectly. In reality, yearly software development plans are my favorite genre of fiction. These plans live in a fantasy world where teams magically know exactly what to build and precisely how long each task will take. Let's talk about why rigid long-term plans almost always derail and what to do instead. The problem with long-term plans. Long-term project plans fail because they rest on three flawed assumptions. Nothing will go wrong, developers know exactly what to build, developers know exactly how long each task will take. In theory, if all three held true, a detailed year-long roadmap might work. In practice, surprise, these assumptions never hold for long. Reality intrudes in the form of bugs, changing requirements, sick team members, unexpected tech hurdles, you name it. Whenever any of these assumptions break, and believe me, each will sooner or later, your perfect plan starts to unravel. Assumption 1. Believing nothing will go wrong. Let's start with assumption 1. Believing nothing will go wrong. This is like assuming you'll code an entire app with 0 bugs. A nice thought, but no one has ever done it, and it's unlikely you will be the first. We need to embrace bugs will happen, and every time a bug pops up, someone must stop what they're doing to fix it, which delays other tasks. Picture a timeline of planned features getting pushed out further every time a bug fix appears. As bugs and surprises accumulate, the team falls behind schedule. To catch up, they face two awful choices: cut scope or cut quality. Since a rigid long-term plan typically treats scope as sacred, teams often end up cutting quality. You often see teams rushing work or adding technical depth just to try to hit their deadlines. This creates a vicious cycle. Sloppy work leads to more bugs, which cause more delays, which leads to even sloppier work. Eventually, progress grinds to a halt because the team is too busy fixing yesterday's issues to make tomorrow's progress. Assumption 2. The myth of precise estimate and complete certainty. Assumption 2 is believing developers know exactly what to build upfront. In reality, we rarely nail the perfect product spec on day one. Requirements evolve as you learn more about the problem and get feedback from users. And a long-term plan set in stone doesn't allow for that learning. It assumes you won't change course. It doesn't allow space for working on feedback because feedback would disturb the predetermined roadmap. You often see that teams ignore feedback to stick to the plan, which is one of the worst things to do as a product company. You should treat any product feedback as high priority. Assumption 3. The myth of knowing exactly how long each task will take. Assumption 3 claims we know exactly how long each task will take. This one is particularly tricky and the most treacherous because it compounds the fastest. Software development is a creative process full of uncertainty. It's impossible to make a deterministic forecast in the world of software. Unlike a factory assembly line where each widget takes the same time to produce, in software every feature is a new design problem. Short-term prediction can be fairly accurate based on gut feeling. However, this is not true for long-term plans. Long-term estimates are often wildly off. Short-term planning to the rescue. So what's the alternative? Do we just embrace chaos with no plan at all? Not exactly. The antidote is short-term planning and iterative delivery. In other words, make your planning horizon shorter. As author Lucas F. Costa puts it, instead of making your plan better, make it shorter. The goal is not to avoid planning, but to plan in small increments. Deliver something, get feedback, then plan the next increment. By shortening the cycle, you drastically reduce risk. Why? Because you're making a smaller bet each time. It's like placing short bets instead of one huge gamble. Crucially, short-term planning focuses the team on delivering value, not just deliverables. In a short horizon, you pick the most valuable, achievable outcomes to work on first. You aim to deliver a valuable product as soon as possible, rather than a bunch of predetermined features by far off date. Do we throw away long-term plans entirely? Given all this, you might wonder, should we just ditch long-term plans altogether? The answer is no, but we need to redefine them. It's still important to have a sense of direction and big picture goals. Stakeholders and team members need a high-level view of where the product or project is headed. However, that long-term view should be lean and flexible, not detailed fixed schedule. Think of long-term plan as a roadmap or a statement of intent rather than a strict project plan. The roadmap sets direction and priorities. For example, Q1 focuses on improving onboarding. Q2 focuses on expanding to a new platform. And Q3 introduce major feature X. As you can see, it all remains high level and subject to change as we learn. In other words, treat your agile roadmap as a living document that will change. Now, for the summary. In summary, long-term plans fail because the future is uncertain and we pretend it's not. The better approach is to plan for a short term and keep learning and adjusting. Embrace agility and continuous adjustment. Keep a longer-term vision, but hold it loosely. By shortening your planning cycle, you'll find your team delivers more value, wastes less time, and stays saner. Did you like this video? Make sure to check out DevStats. DevStats is an engineering metric tool that helps you capture important data about your software delivery pipeline.